Hi everybody! Today's journal work is to draw a caterpillar in its habitat. But I thought about it. We haven't really learned how to draw a caterpillar. So I thought it might be fun if we learned how to draw one together. Bob Ross style. Now, if you haven't seen Bob Ross, you need to ask your parents to show you Bob Ross. He should be streaming on multiple platforms, or you can probably find him at pbs.com.org. Anyways, he's an artist and he's spectacular. And one thing that he likes to do is show you how to paint. He'll paint and then you paint along with him. So if you already know how to draw a caterpillar, you can draw it however you want. But if you're not sure or you'd like to draw along with me, that's what we're going to do today. So I got 2 pieces of the scratch paper that I sent home in your binders, and I just taped them up on the wall. You don't have to tape them on the wall. You can put them on the table. You can just use one piece if you want. You can draw it in your journal. That was the instruction. So this might be like the 2 pages side by side in your journal. It's whatever you want. One of the beautiful things about being an artist is you get to do what you want. You are the artist. It is your drawing. You get to make the choices. So all I have is a bag of crayons, mixed crayons, no particular color. Bob Ross always seems to use ochre and burnt sienna and things like titanium white. We're going to use a bag of crayons, whatever you have laying around. But I would encourage you to use crayons or colored pencils. Remember, we don't like to use markers as much because they don't help build the muscles in our hands as well. So I'm going to start out with green. Regular old green, okay? Now, lots of caterpillars aren't really green in real life, but I feel like when we think about caterpillars, we always think of the color green. So that's the way I'm going to draw my caterpillar. So I'm going to start out, well, I guess this isn't really in the middle of my page, but I'm going to start here just kind of off to the side, and I am going to draw a circle. That's all, just a green circle. And then I'm going to draw another circle beside it. Can you guess what I'm going to draw next? Another circle. Another circle right beside it. You can see as I'm drawing them, I am going down, right? I'm not going straight across because this caterpillar is going to be climbing on a tree branch, I think. I don't have it all planned out, but I'm thinking he's going to be on a tree branch. So I'm going to draw another circle, but this circle I'm going to draw just a little bit smaller. Just a little bit smaller. The next one's going to be a little bit smaller than that one. And then we'll make that one the last one. So how many circles did we make? We made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our caterpillar is going to have 6 body parts. Apparently, if yours has more or less, that's okay too. So now I think I'm going to start coloring in my caterpillar. But when I color him in, I'm going to color him in making the same movement that I did to make the circle. Okay? I'm going to color him like this. If you remember at the beginning of the year, we colored our grapes like this on our worksheet. Colored our grapes. And my wall is a little bumpy, so the coloring is going to have some bumps in it, but that's all right. Bob Ross always says there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. So if you're drawing on a bumpy wall like I am, we're just going to call that texture. It's texture for our caterpillar. Okay, I'm going to keep filling all of them in. If you want to make your caterpillar different colors, that's okay. Mine's going to be all green. You could make your caterpillar brown or brown and green. Every part of his body could be a different color if you wanted to. So I am going to stop using my green for a minute. This green, I'm going to find a darker green. Let's see if we can find a darker green. Well, you know, even a brown maybe would be cool. But this green is from a different pack than this other one. This one looks like it might be a little bit darker. I'm going to try this one to give him some hair, like some fuzz, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make tiny little V's and W's. We just learned how to write V's and W's. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to put little V's and W's all along his back. Maybe here in the middle. You might not be able to see him very well, but that's okay. You can do some on the bottom too. See, just going up, down, up, down, up, down. Like V's and W's. V's and W's. All right. There we go. Now, you may not be able to see it very well. Let me get closer. See? You can see he kind of looks like a little prickly cactus now. Okay. So, now I've drawn my circles for my caterpillar. Now, let's put him on a branch. Now, the instruction was to draw a caterpillar in his habitat. If you'll remember, a habitat is, what is it? It's a place for something to live. So a caterpillar's habitat is outside, maybe in the garden or in a tree, just like a bunny's habitat would be maybe in a burrow in the ground, or a bird's habitat would be in a nest in a tree. A habitat is the place where they live. It's the place where they are able to find food and shelter and live their best life. So my caterpillar is going to be on a tree branch, I think. So I'm going to get my brown, plain old brown, or it could be black even, maybe it's a dark tree. I'm going to get my brown, and I am going to start up here. I'm not going to start right next to the caterpillar. I'm going to start up here, and I am just going to make a big old line. Big old squiggly line. It doesn't have to be perfect. It could be straight. Some tree branches are very straight, but most tree branches are bendy and wavy, and they have lots of bumps and different things on them. So there's going to be my tree branch, and I'm going to start right where I started my first line, and I'm going to make another line just right along. I'm going to just copy how I drew my first branch. Okay? So there's our branch. Now I'm going to color it in. Color on my bumpy wall. Are you still with me? If not, that's okay. If your tree branch or your habitat looks different, that's okay. Maybe your caterpillar's in the garden. Maybe he's in the garden like at school. Maybe he's in like the planters. Maybe he's eating some of the kale or the oregano that we have growing in the school garden. Now I'm going to make my tree branch just a little bit fatter, I think. I'm going to go in and add a little bit more. I think I want this tree branch to be a little bit wider. It's got to be a strong branch because he's a big caterpillar. Okay. So now that I've drawn my branch, it has to be attached to something, right? What do branches sit on? What are they attached to? A tree. Do we remember what the big part of the tree is at the bottom, where it grows up from the ground? We learned about it back in the fall. It's called a trunk, a tree trunk. So I'm going to draw down here. I'm just going to come down here to the corner, and I'm going to go right up over the end of my branch, and I'm just going to kind of draw a big old brown line like that, okay? And I'm going to color this in down here. I'm going to be careful not to go off my paper because I definitely don't want to draw on my wall. I'm going to color this in. It's going to be like our tree trunk. You can kind of picture the tree starts down here and it grows up, and we're just seeing a little section of our tree right here. I'm going to color my tree trunk. Don't judge me for not holding my crayon the right way. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see it, because if I color like this, you wouldn't really be able to see it. So don't judge me. I'm not holding it with my baby shark the right way. I'm going to color up here. Maybe this branch goes way up high. Maybe our caterpillar's in the middle of the tree. Maybe he's not all the way at the top of the tree. There we go. There we go. And leave a little space right there, so we can imagine that's where another branch starts. Okay. How does it look so far? So we've got our little branch right here. And now I think I'm going to add a few more short branches, like twigs, coming off of it. So I'm going to just pick a spot. Here we go. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing we did before with this branch. And I'm just going to add just going to add some little twigs. So our twig isn't lonely. We don't want our twig to be lonely. He's going to have some little twig friends. Start up here and just come down, just a little one. I don't have a squirrel friend and I don't have an afro, but I do have Bob Ross in my heart. Okay, do we need one more? Do we think we need one more? How about we do one more out this way? Here we go. You see how when I start my twig, it's skinny, it's pointed out here, and then it gets fatter as it gets closer to our branch, right? Just like our arms, right? They're bigger up here, and then towards the end they get skinnier, and the branches are like the tree's arms. All right, so we've got some twigs, we've got our caterpillar. Now I think our caterpillar needs some antenna, little feelers. He needs his little feelers on top of his head. Now I don't think I want to make my antenna green. I think I'm gonna make them orange. I like this orange color. This feels springy to me, but your antenna can be any color you want. To make our antenna, we're going to make a big V on top of his head. So I am going to start up here. Oh, can you see? On top of his head. And I'm going to go down and back up. See? It's like just like the letter V. Let me get a little closer so you can see it. See my letter V on top of his head? And then I'm just going to put some little balls on top of his antenna. I don't really know that that's an accurate thing that caterpillars have. Some probably do, but again, when we think of caterpillars, we usually think of them having antennas like that, right? So there's our little caterpillar. I think he needs a smile on his face, because if I were this caterpillar, I'd be happy. So I'm going to get black and I'm going to give him a little smile. Might not be able to see it, depending on how dark you drew your caterpillar. He's going to have some little eyeballs and a little smile. He's a happy caterpillar. Bob Ross would want him to be happy. So we have a caterpillar on a tree branch, but our picture looks a little plain. Doesn't have a whole lot of color on it. So let's add some things. I think I'm going to add some blossoms to my tree. And the reason I'm going to add blossoms to my tree is because caterpillars come out in the springtime. And what do? They crawl around and they get big and fat and plump, and then they form a cocoon or a chrysalis, and they stay in there all nice and cozy for a little while until they turn into a butterfly. And those things happen in the spring. Another thing that happens in the spring is that the plants grow, the flowers grow, the trees bud and bloom, and we see beautiful flowers and green leaves on the trees. So I'm going to draw some flowers, some blossoms on my tree. I don't know what kind of blossoms they're going to be. They're just going to be pretty blossoms. So I picked a red. It's even broken on one end, but it's good on this end. So I'm going to do red, and I'm just going to draw some little flowers. Okay, I'm going to draw a little curved line. I'm going to color them in. I'm not going to make it real perfect because I don't really know how to draw a perfect blossom for one thing, but that's okay. And because I just kind of want them to just add some color. Maybe not be the main thing you look at when you look at the picture. I want everybody to look at the caterpillar first, so I don't want the flowers to take away his thunder. I don't want them to steal the show. Okay, see there? Just adding some flowers. Your flowers can be whatever color you want them to be. Or you don't have to draw flowers at all. You could draw a little bird friend for him if you wanted to draw a little bird. Maybe not, though, because birds eat caterpillars. But maybe this bird doesn't like caterpillars. Maybe they can just be buddies. Okay, we're going to add one more out here. Now we've got some color on our tree. Now our caterpillar is also outside. He's outside, so it might be nice to add some clouds. I'm going to get a blue crayon for my cloud. And a lot like the flowers, to make my cloud, I'm just going to draw curved lines, right? You guys know how to make a cloud, right? Just kind of come out here. There we go. Just draw a little cloud friend. Can you see him? Let me pick this up. You see my little cloud? My little cloud friend? Now this would look a lot more colorful, I bet, if it was on white paper, but that's okay. Because we have lots of this manila scratch paper, so it's good to use what we have. I'm going to color my cloud in. Again, on my bumpy wall, add some texture. Look at this. God has given this caterpillar a beautiful spring day. Beautiful spring day on his green. Now, let's see. Maybe we can add some grass. But I don't want my grass to be the same green as my caterpillar, so I'm going to choose a lighter color. This is a yellow green. I'm going to choose this yellow green. I'm just going to come down here and just start almost scribbling just some lines, just like this. I'm going to draw the grass kind of small because I want it to maybe look like it's kind of off in the distance. Like we're high up in the tree with this caterpillar, and our grass is just down here, just way down on the ground, far away. Maybe we can even add a little hill. We don't have hills around here really, but there can be a hill where our caterpillar is. Again, I'm not going to go all the way to the edge because I don't want to draw on my wall. I am going to go all the way to the tree. Okay. How does that look? You could even draw some flowers down here on the ground too, if you wanted to. What else does our picture need? You could draw you and some friends or your family playing in the grass while the caterpillar looks on. We talked about adding a bird. Maybe we'll add some birds off in the distance. Now this is a fun trick that I learned when I was your age. We're going to get a darker color. Ooh, look at this. This is a blue-green color. It looks kind of dark though, right? And what I'm going to do, it's kind of like the V, but it's a little bit different. So to draw birds way off in the distance, when they're really teeny tiny, you can't see them very well, you're going to make a little, almost like a rainbow, but a little flatter. And you're just going to make a little line like this, and then come back up. You see that? Let me get you closer. See there? So just kind of like two, I don't know, what shape is that? What shape? I don't know. I don't know what shape we want to call that. You can even add a little, just a little circle right there to make it look like the bird has a body. And you can draw big ones and small ones. Maybe some of the birds are closer. Some are further away. But if you draw like that, you see there? That kind of looks like their wings. It looks like their wings are flapping. Way far away. Not so close that you can see the detail. You can see the actual bird. They're really far away. So that is my caterpillar picture in his habitat. Does yours look like mine? Doesn't have to. Yours can look however you want it to. Maybe you watched the video and then you're going to go draw it separately in your journal. That's good too. Like I said, when you're the artist, the picture can look however you want it to look. It's yours. And you know Mrs. Contreras isn't usually very strict about what colors we use or anything like that because I want it to be from your imagination. If you want to have a rainbow tree, you can have a rainbow tree. If your caterpillar is going to be all black with yellow stripes, he can be all black with yellow stripes. If you want to have purple grass, you can have purple grass too. That's what makes it fun, and that's what makes it yours. And drawing and coloring is supposed to be fun. So I hope you had fun coloring with me. If you liked it, maybe we can do it again next week. But I would love to see your caterpillar pictures. So if you want to ask your parents to send me a picture of yours, that would be great. We can have a little gallery of all of our caterpillar pictures. Good job, guys.